We go to the main show, and we're kicking things off with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match with Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki ASH, Liv Morgan, Natalya, Tamina, and Zelina Vega. And immediately, what did you think about some of the reactions? It seemed that the audience, they were very much into Alexa Bliss, and a bit of a surprising one is that they seem to be into Naomi at different points as well, which is Alexa Bliss, you can see. Naomi is not pushed at all. So that seemed to be, it was interesting to see some of the reactions of characters they were behind, and also pushed acts that they were not so into.
Yeah, I felt like for the first time since the pandemic, at least on a major branded show, this felt like it was a crowd that wasn't afraid to go against the grain of who they were supposed to cheer and who they were supposed to boo. And it doesn't surprise me that they see Naomi at that level because, number one, her entrance is spectacular, especially in a big venue on that big screen that they have right now. Like, the whole thing looked like a Daft Punk concert. It is amazing, and I mean, to me, there's a reason why they saved it for the last, or at least towards the last. And I think, it's clear to the audience that she is somebody who is unfortunately completely underpushed right now. She's somebody who is definitely more over than I would say her push is.
So immediately, Alexa tries to reach for the briefcase and use her powers to unhook the briefcase. But thankfully, Asuka interrupted the invisible beam of force that Alexa was sending vertically for this briefcase and cut it off with a German suplex.
It was the first time I've ever seen a German suplex counter to telekinesis.
Jesus.
Cole actually had to try to call it, which was awesome. At this point, you know what you're getting with the Alexa Bliss character. As long as they establish the power set, I'm open to it. Okay. So, my question is, why didn't she go back to using telekinesis for the rest of the match?
Well, there you go, is one of the holes in the game plan, that it's very selective. I thought this was going to be the dumbest part of the match, but I stood corrected at the end, because Alexa and Zelina Vega climbed up opposite sides of the ladder, and then Alexa hypnotized Zelina Vega, who began to climb down. And I don't know, do you have like high definition audio? Because I was trying to detect it, what she was hypnotizing her. She was saying, "You do not believe in unionization. You will not be talking to Gabrielle Carteris. You will not be going and disrupting our independent contractor labels."
Wow, you caught that. So your network was working fine today.
My network was okay. And Vega just obediently climbed down the ladder in this state of hypnosis, and then Bliss darted back up, going for the briefcase. Worth noting here, the crowd did not react to this in the slightest. Nothing.
Sure. No.
This might as well have been an arm drag and just latching onto the arm. That was the reaction this crowd had to this stupid hypnosis spot.
Yeah. I mean, seeing Alexa in front of a live crowd again, they recognize that she is somebody who I think is supposed to be a big deal in the division. I don't necessarily get the sense that they like her. She is supposed to be a babyface, but I do not get the sense that they look at her as somebody that they want to cheer and that they want to succeed. All that said, I mean, again, you know what to expect with this, like, mind control shit. Mind control is one of her established powers, and her using it on top of the ladder, I had no issue with it. I was totally down with it, and, it was a unique spot to throw that in.
Nikki climbed the ladder on the floor, dove into everyone with a big high cross. She almost, like, kicked off too much off the ladder because she had this, like, awkward leap, but landed it okay.
The ladder is not a stable base.
No, this was, and she had to kick off pretty hard to cover the distance she was going. So thankfully it turned out okay. Bliss hit the Sister Abigail on Nikki, and then Bliss gets buried underneath all the ladders on the floor by all the participants, and the audience booed this. They were all ganging up on the witch. Liv climbs, she's yanked down by Tamina, but hits a Rana, sending her into the corner. So Morgan and Naomi climb. We've got 3 ladders set up. Then Natalya and Tamina are up. Vega and Asuka climb up. So we've got 6 of the women on the 3 ladders. And as Alexa is on the floor, and that leaves Nikki, who just runs up there, and everyone is focused on their person they're paired off with. So Nikki just sneaks the briefcase and wins in 15 minutes and 46 seconds. And we get the shot of the other 6 looking so despondent on their ladders as Nikki Ash steals the briefcase and is your winner.
I was surprised with the outcome here. Nikki Ash is a relatively new character, and I would say completely untested in front of live crowds until tonight. So the fact that they would show enough faith in her to give her this device, and presumably, a future world championship reign, I was a little bit surprised by it. Nonetheless, I thought the match was an entertaining match. It was fast paced, and I would say consistently full of action throughout. I found it quite creative with a number of spots, maybe not all of them executed to perfection, but I was also impressed at how comprehensive it was in its ability to give a spotlight to almost every participant in the match. So, even though Nikki won, I thought with the crowds back, Liv was probably one of the people who gained the most from this entire thing. Her reaction tonight, I thought, was pretty strong, and I thought it was a good sign that the crowds are ready to see her in a bigger role. So, she didn't really need the win tonight, because I think her long-term story is a bigger chase to the title.
Yeah, I wasn't as big of a fan of this match. I thought that they tried to get a lot of ideas in there, some that worked, some that did not. Zelina Vega, to me, I just think like they made her an afterthought so much, and I think this match only added to that. I don't really know where you almost have to start fresh with her coming out of this. I think this whole reintroduction I think it would have made a lot more sense to just say
she's not a priority.
So that was clearly established. Like, I don't even know why she's here. But the match had its reactions. I just thought it was a little on the weaker side of past Money in the Bank matches.